without further ado, I'm going to bring in the guy, the man of the hour, the man of the episode, our guy, C.J. Hanson, straight out of Holy Cross, coming on the show right now. What's up, C.J.?
How's everyone doing? Thank you for having me here, Marcus and Jason. It's a pleasure to be here, and I can't wait to get it going.
What's good, brother?
Yeah, man. Good to have you, man. I tell you what, I'm so excited. Just for the simple fact, we just try and get some of the new faces that's coming into the organization out here a little bit so they can know who you are, right? And so obviously offensive line don't necessarily get all the pub, okay? You're not always front and center out there in the media where everybody can see what you're doing. They almost had to pick you out when you're walking around Kansas City because you're 6'6", 300 pounds, and ask you, what do you do for a living, right? And so that's kind of how it boils down to. But, man, I'm glad that you are here. People get to see you in the chat, man. The chat's going to be, just on fire tonight. I'll ask you some questions. You don't mind if they ask you some questions, huh? To know a little bit about C.J. Hanson, what makes it work and stuff, right?
No, this is a family. That's what I live by, and anything I could do to get closer to my Chiefs kingdom and everyone else, I'll do it. So,
good deal, man. So yeah, let's rock and roll with the thing then. So,
yeah. So CJ, the one thing before we got into the episode tonight, there was when we drafted you. Obviously, we talked about the connections that we have with one another. I immediately wanted to get you on the show, and that was before I saw this video of when you got called that you were going to be a Kansas City Chief. And that video right there, CJ, as a diehard fan, and I know a lot of these fans out here, when they see the draft videos, when guys get the call, and obviously it's a life-changing moment for you and your family and all the guys who get drafted. When I hear you on the other hand, I'm like, man, that dude's gonna give his life on the line for the Chiefs, for the fan base. And there's certain phone calls when you hear that, like, man, I'm so happy we drafted that guy. You can just tell you were so, obviously everyone's happy about getting drafted, but you just tell in the way you were talking to Andy Reid that you were so into it. You were so ready for the moment. I'm just gonna play it for any of the fans who haven't seen this.
How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm so excited, Coach. I'm so excited. I couldn't be happier. I'm going to give you my all, and I'm going to show you how great I am. That's what I'm going to do, Coach. That's who I am.
We love that.
So just seeing hearing that moment, I was like, man, that guy's a beast, and I'm so excited. But can you kind of talk at that moment when you finally, because I saw two videos. So one where you're celebrating with your family and friends, and I see that, and I'm like, man, I'm so happy we drafted you. Talk about that moment when you got the call from Coach Reid.
Yeah, I was, pacing around in the hallway, and like in the third day, you get calls from like O-line coaches. Like they're not draft calls, but like you're just getting calls from coaches, so you don't know what the next call is. And I was in the hallway, and then I see KC Chiefs pop up, and I'm like, all right, what is this going to be? And then pick up the phone, and it's Veach, and I'm like, oh my God. And he's like, we're going to take you here. And, you could hear it in my voice. I immediately go kind of hysteric and almost start crying. But what I said there is, what I've been bred to do. I'm going to show you how great I am. And I think all the things that I got in college is just giving my all every day. Your best is always good enough. And I'm going to show you how great I am. That's just who I am. And being able to be on a team like the Chiefs, I never saw it coming as well. So, when I got that call, I was so shell-shocked by who I was talking to in the moment, and also that I was going to the back-to-back Super Bowl champs. And I had 150 people in the other room of friends and family, like not knowing what's going on. And I walked in there. We had the only little thing we had was like a pendant, and it was like a really small pendant of KC Chiefs. And I went on the table and picked it up. No one saw it coming. And, to have that moment, and I was crying for the rest of the night. I put my whole life into this, and I will continue to put my whole life into it. So it was just so surreal, and I'm so blessed, and I couldn't be in a luckier spot.
Well, CJ, man, I tell you that it is without a doubt a blessing and a privilege to play in the NFL, and for it to be a lifelong dream, to put the hard work and effort, and for it all to come to fruition at that moment, getting that phone call, just hearing the gratitude that you have in your voice, the appreciation for being in the NFL. And I know for you, it could have been any team. It could have been any team, right?
Yep.
But you landed here. You landed here with the Kansas City Chiefs, man. The world champs, obviously, looking for a three-peat this year. That in itself is a reward, right?
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
you're going to a championship organization, which is another plus. But I look at some of the things that you said, and I've seen some of your interviews. I got to cheer for you. Like I said, I came from a small school, EKU, and then seeing you come from Holy Cross, man. I got a root for guys like you, man. I'm telling you, you got a fan right now by JD coming from a smaller school. I know you do it because you already have that passion, you have that will, you have that determination, and that perseverance to make it on a squad like this, man. So I just want to give you your flowers right now, man. And I can't wait to get out there to training camp to see what you actually do out there on the field, man. So
I appreciate it. Yeah. And I think you hit it right on the nail. It's all about perseverance. Everything, you could have some down slopes, but you keep working, you keep giving your best, and the sky's the limit. And, you have rough times in your life, just keep working at what you love, and it will take you and all fold into itself, and you'll be great. But yeah, I mean, I'm very lucky. Like you said, it's a gift, and it's an absolute gift. And not many people get to go for history in their first year of the NFL. So being able to do that it's more than a gift. There's no way to describe that luck that I have and that blessing that I have, and all those people looking after me. So,
man, so let me ask you, did who all came to your personal workout? I know you went to the combine. I seen you on the combine, running the five flat 4.99, I think it was close to.
yeah.
And they was talking about how athletic you were and just blew it out the water, brother. So
Mhm.
did the Chiefs come to your personal workout? Who was the other teams, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm pretty sure we had all 32 teams there. So
Okay.
we had some good athletes. So it was me, Dylan Laube, and Jalen Coker, who was my wide receiver teammate. So we had some good caliber athletes there. So we ended up having, I think, pretty much every team. I think maybe one team was missing, but I think we had every team. My mom put together a great spread for all of them. Yeah, that's a big story. She goes all. She's a team mom. That's her life,
Okay.
and
Oh,
she put down like a whole 3 long tables of just food, and it was like a wedding style, just
oh,
appetizers and everything. And I think that helped out a lot. So
yeah. I started thinking as a team, like, man, we gonna get this every weekend
yeah.
on Sundays. It's gonna be eating good in the parking lot after the game is over. So
Mhm.
yeah, it is a plus. It is a plus.
Now, did you you said all the teams were at your workout, but how much like communication did you have with the Chiefs specifically before the draft?
I talked to them at the combine. I didn't talk to them at the East West Shrine Bowl, but so my head coach, Coach Chesney, grew up with Veach. So they've been friends for a while. The only information I had from the Chiefs, like real information besides the interviews I had, was Veach and Chesney's phone call. It wasn't about me, it was about my receiver, just talking about what he thinks. And at the end, he asked what he thinks of me, and he was like, "Oh, he's getting drafted, guaranteed." And then it came down to the last pick, and they took me. So I'm lucky to have that connection as well. I mean, it's a blessing, and I would have never thought it though. Just having that information, like, oh, he's a guaranteed draft pick, but you never think it's going to happen. But
That's awesome.
Man, yeah, and from a small school too.
Mhm.
So when I got drafted, I had another guy that was a wide receiver, was an undrafted free agent that came with me to the Eagles. And we played on the same team, and that was incredible just for your teammate in college to all of a sudden be your teammate in the NFL. But then when you get to see your friend on the other, the other sideline, before the game and after, man, it's such a like, man, can you believe we made it? We're here. Like that moment, like, golly, man, we put a lot of time and effort into getting to where we want to get to, just kind of fulfilling our dreams. Uh, so we want to move over, I guess, now into where you are. You're here with the Chiefs, starting mini camp. You get into the city. Give me your first impression of everything. Like just blow us away with what your thought process is, man.
yeah, the first impressions, get there. You kind of get thrown right into it with rookie minicamp.
Yep.
It's camp, and it's a quick 3 days, so you don't get much time to explore. It's just kind of all working and grinding on the field, and in the weight room and in the classroom. So, I mean, I didn't really get to see much in rookie minicamp. Just got to know the other rookies and see how all the coaches work and what the standard is and what Coach Reed the formula is, and just getting a grip of that. And then when you come back, you really get thrown into everything else. And when I got to explore the city, got to try some barbecue, which I like barbecue a lot. Don't get me wrong. I just can't eat it more than twice a week or once a week. It's just, I don't know, but I love it. I love it. And I'm lucky to be, every weekend I would go to a different spot and try it out. But, yeah, I mean, I was lucky to be a part of such a great class that, like, me and all my O-line buddies, we would go out to eat every weekend. And, I have people like Joe Tooney. I'm the only rookie O-lineman without a girlfriend. So he found that out and he was like, yeah, come over for dinner. Sadly, I already ate. So I was like, damn, I missed an opportunity. I missed a big opportunity. But, it's literally all been love and work and that family bond. Everyone's looking out for each other. Everyone's trying to get each other better. And it's just lucky. And I love the city already, going down to the Power and Light District. That photo shoot that we had was super cool with all the drafted guys. I was just thrown into the mix. I did 2 charity events, one at the Children's Hospital and then one Creed's Barbecue charity event, which were awesome. So getting to know the community, and you just see the passion around everywhere for Chiefs. Even just driving around, you see how many people are just like love the Chiefs. And you go out to eat and some guy asks you what you do and you tell them you play on the Chiefs and they're like, oh my God, like, oh my God, you're here right now? Like, why are you here?
Right.
And, it's just awesome being a part of such a passionate fan group and a passionate team. And, it's been a blessing so far. And yeah.
Okay. So this whole thing is surreal for you. I know that entire feeling. So it comes into a point now of putting your hard hat on, being professional, going to work, right? Every single day. Like you said, I mean, when you come in to their rookie training camp, I mean, it's fast, like in and out, man. They're getting you prepared. They throw in a whole lot of terminology and stuff like that your way. Has the transition, the cross at least been pretty smooth for you, coming from Holy Cross into the NFL with what the Chiefs do offensively, scheme wise, terminology and whatnot? How has that transition been for you right now?
Yeah, scheme wise, I mean, it fits me perfectly. Doing a lot of pulls, a lot of screens, a lot of running technique. But like, I would say scheme wise, I fit perfectly. There's a lot more plays, a lot more stuff. But
Okay.
I think I'm blessed to come from Holy Cross being such a good school. I got such good study habits and such good learning habits there that, I was able to excel, like learning fast. And I didn't think I was able to, I don't know if I didn't know if I was ready, but I was able to pick this stuff up simply just because, I had the same scheme at Holy Cross and I was
Okay.
able to study these terms and all this wordage that I needed to learn for the next day very quickly. So I'm lucky to have the experience in the past to be able to put forward what, I was able to do in rookie minicamp and OTAs. But I know there's always learning and every day I got to get better. There's always something I can fix every day. So, it wasn't the hardest, but it wasn't easy. It
Yeah.
definitely wasn't easy. And I know camp's going to be a lot harder. We got so many runs to put in, so many passes. So I've been on my grind the past month. So,
Yeah.
it was difficult, but, I got it done and I could have been better, but I will be better. So,
Yeah. But a lot of it is, the retention. That's
yeah.
where they throw to you just to test you to see
Mhm.
exactly where you are, right? And so, when you said like as far as scheme wise, what you're doing, I see a lot of inside zone, outside zone, mid zone. As a play, I always tell people out here what I hate is when we run the wide zone with the running back on the
Mhm.
opposite side. It just takes such a long time for him to get there.
Yep.
I absolutely hate that play. I hate it. I do. Because our running back shoulders are not parallel to the line of scrimmage, and so it makes it look like either he missed a hole or somebody's not getting a block.
Yeah.
And I said, man, it's a long developing play, and so you know how it is, man. When you're trying to sustain your block in the NFL, it's different than it is in college, and so you're going to learn that once you get the pads on. how difficult it really is, man. But no, I'm glad you said that there's a lot of crossover, but you're retaining a lot of the information. And preparing you for the NFL, that is it is key. I see a lot of guys come in, and sometimes guys just can't get it, and that puts guys, man, on the back end. Really, that will put you on the fringe of things. But what I will say about you is one thing that kept coming up was your athleticism, your athletic ability. You know, on how good of an athlete C.J. Hanson was at Holy Cross. And so, I mean, let me ask you this. I don't know if this is true or not, but did you play some tight end at some point somewhere, or?
I didn't play tight end ever, like actual tight end. I'm pretty sure I lined up just at the extra tackle twice, but I didn't really play tight end much. I was more just like, if we're going to pull, run power, run any pulling type scheme, I was the guy pulling. I was the guy getting put out in space and going to make the block. I pride myself on that. I pulled probably 70% of the game if we were pulling. And we really only ran gap scheme in college because we were a heavy 13P, 12P team and just hard-nosed football, just run down their throats. They're not going to stop us. We had a great running quarterback, so it was like, now we have an extra blocker with a running back. Why not run like 13P and have 14 people in the hole and just dominate everybody? So I was just like the key like puller, and I would just I love it. It's my favorite thing to do. Run full speed into somebody and just show them who's boss. So
annihilate them. Annihilate those, the smaller guys, man.
It's the offensive line's like highlight play. It's for run blocking, like you could get pancakes, but that's not realistic to get pancakes every day. Like, but you hit a pole and you hit it good, like, and seal that gap or knock them over or do whatever, like that's a highlight. That is a highlight. Especially a big man moving in space, you don't see it much often. So.
And it's a dangerous look for defense. Man, linebackers, DB, safeties, they all hate to see that. A big guy that can move in space, because nobody wants that type of pain. They just don't, you know, because they're thinking about the cold tub, what all they have to do for the next week of practice, you know, like trying to recover from getting hit by a Mack truck. So
it was definitely great in college. I was able to really show my talents there. And I do it to my practice habits. Every day in college, I did a 100-yard sprint so we were down at the end, corner end zone to field goal. Every day I would run a 100-yard sprint. And I think that's exactly where my athleticism came from, and speed. I just every day I made sure I was running as fast as I could. I was beating everybody in top. I was hitting 20 miles an hour in practice some days. So, so it definitely got to continue that, and I'm sure I will. And when camp comes, but you know, I think it comes down to my practice habits and my coaching and my strength and conditioning coach at Holy Cross, Coach Grotsky. He's a wizard at what he does. I mean, he has made some talented kids, and we're gonna next year have a couple kids coming out from Holy Cross, and you know, we had me and Jalen this year, but I mean, I was just lucky to have such great coaching in college. So,
okay, it's good. Good.
Hey there, Marcus Dash here from Chief Concerns. Today, I'm here to tell you about our new affiliate partner, and that is Teemu. You've probably seen them on your Instagram, Twitter feeds, even the Super Bowl commercials this past year. But today, I want to show you some of the good stuff that they have on the website, and I got a few Chief gems that I'll be doing a quick unboxing for you right here. So let's dig in. One of the first pickups I got from my Teemu purchase was this Hollywood Brown jersey right here, number 5, newest Chiefs edition. I think he's gonna have a really good year, but yes, you can get this on the Teemu website, and I got this for about $15. Also got an Isaiah Pacheco jersey here. So yeah, I think, Isaiah Pacheco, boom, 15 smackaroos for this thing. Yeah, I think Isaiah Pacheco, I think he'll probably rocking this one out during the season for sure. Teemu is the place to go for affordable Chiefs merchandise, and use our promo code for all the good stuff you can get on there. So yeah, get in on the affordable merchandise that Teemu has for our Chiefs this upcoming season. Now, CJ, we talked before the show about this rookie class, incoming class, with you, Hunter McCade, who's a friend of the show who we had on about a month ago. that you guys all, and this is something that Andy Reid always prides himself on, and we always have these offensive linemen who can fill in all over the line. And you're currently right now listed as an OL, so I'm assuming you're going to play a little bit all over the line as well. So kind of talk to us about how like that versatility helps you, and it helps, just in kind of your experience during minicamp where all you guys are kind of playing all over the place during minicamp.
Yeah, I mean, it's so cool to be able to play multiple positions. You kind of have to in the NFL. So, knowing that coming into the draft process, I grinded out center, never played center, and was able to get grips on that. But when I got to OTAs and minicamp, being able to play right guard, center, and left guard, switching it up every day, getting those reps every day, and all three of us would inter switch. So if Hunter was at second center one day, I would be at second center the next day, and then it would just be switching back and forth, and all of us are able to work off each other, and at all times I have a guy next to me that plays my position. So that communication is massive. Being able to have a guy next to you that can help you out in any situation, that I think it breeds that culture and breeds that like bond with your brother next to you. Like sometimes you're down bad, sometimes you need help, and sometimes that help, it just makes that bond so much stronger. So I was lucky to be able to play all three, play next to basically everybody on the offensive line, except the interior three starting guys. But, it's lucky. I was very lucky. And I think Coach Heck did such an incredible job with the rotation the whole time, getting all of us prepared for each position. So, yeah.
That's good. That's good. So you're saying you haven't worked in with the first three guys like Creed, Trey, or
Creed, Trey, and Joe I haven't played with, or Jawan I haven't played next to.
Okay.
I think pretty much everyone else I've played next to at this point. So,
yeah. I'm sure you're gonna get the shot in camp to do it. I mean, that's how they're gonna throw you in to see, throw you to the wolves and see if you could go ahead and eat with the big dogs, right? Throw you in the deep waters and see if you can swim. Yeah, you a big dog? Yeah,
I'll be able to eat. Don't worry.
Well, look, man, I from all the things that's coming out reports on you, I don't have no doubt whatsoever, man, that you're gonna be able to do that for sure. Talk a little bit about Andy Heck, okay? In the room, kind of his coaching style, his approach to you all, what you're seeing in him as a coach right now that puts this O line, which I call one of the top in the NFL. I mean, seriously. Yeah, right. And I don't think a lot of people respect the Chiefs' offensive line. There was some problems last year, with obviously some penalties, maybe some holding calls, which I think was terrible anyway, right? You calling the offensive line is terrible. But tell us a little bit about Heck's approach about some of these things, man.
Yeah,
if you will.
Yeah, Heck's got so much experience under his belt, and I felt it right when you walk in the room. I didn't know much about Heck. I never met with Heck until I got to camp, and he gives you it straight every time, and there's not much yelling. The only time he'll really yell is if you do the drill wrong outside, which he prepared you inside to do it right. So, I mean, I'm lucky to have him as a coach, all that experience, and he's a perfectionist, and that's all it is. I mean, you got to be perfect in this league, and you could tell, like, when I got in there with all the vets, and he was like, "We didn't do good last year, even though we won. We didn't do good. Like, we could have been so much better in the run game. We had stupid, like you said, penalties, and it's that breed of winning culture that I think he brings to the room, and he also brings a culture of like loving and joking, and it makes the room so much easier to be yourself in. We give jokes. He actually gives out homework assignments too. Like if we don't know somebody that's like a very famous old lineman that like taught him something in his career in the NFL or taught him something while coaching, he'll make us do a homework assignment and like get up in front of the room and tell us what it's about. So.
Oh wow, I love that. I love it.
So he breeds like this culture of like bringing yourself and bringing your personality to the table, and also like being perfect and knowing what you're doing. So he will be a stickler about stuff, which you have to be. I mean, it's a good culture in the room, and I couldn't be luckier to have him as my coach. So
Shoot, man, you ain't gonna be able to win if it's a lot of complacency. A lot of guys don't have a high standard to perform. And the thing is, having that, knowing like, look, we'll never be comfortable. We can always get better. And so, regardless of how good y'all think y'all are, we can be that much better. And so, that is very important. That guys are not in that position where they are just comfortable with things, right? Where they at. And I'm sure he's hollering at Tooney and Creed and all those guys the same as he's going to do for the younger guys, right? That's very important. That's very important. Man, I love it though that he's giving y'all homework on some of these guys that's played before. Man, look, I played with some guys, Hall of Famers in Kansas City on the O line. Two guys three tight end, Tony Gonzalez, Will Shields, and obviously Willie Roaf. I think Brian Waters should be getting in hopefully at some time, man. But we had regarded as one of the best offensive lines during that time. So I appreciate our offensive line, what they do now, and I try not to put any type of comparison, man. Y'all guys do a great job. Y'all really do. Andy gets y'all guys ready. He really does. So it's good to know that because it is a toughness, right? I mean, when you are on O-line, you got to breed toughness. You got to be able to do hard things, man. And so when you're going up against, like you said, Chris Jones, or on the other side, these defensive tackles, and you're going to be going up against a good D line with the Raiders, okay, with the Chargers, with the Broncos. It's going to be some good competition you're going to be seeing, right? And so you got to be prepared. You got to be ready, man. So.
Yeah, with training camp coming up in just like 10 days or so, next week sometime. What have the veterans given you any kind of advice, anything to be ready for going into training camp? Anything? What have they told you about training camp?
They said it's hard, going up to St. Joe. You're back in dorms. I think it's great. I think you get to breathe that culture. You're all at the same level again. No one's living in those $1 million mansions and having a great night's sleep. So, I mean, I think it's going to be probably the hardest camp I've ever been a part of, and I'm ready for it. They say it sucks, but I think I'm going to love it. I think it's going to be a great time.
A lot of things that suck about it is just the monotony, man. Doing the same thing over and over every single day, right? That's what it is. You're just going to get tired of just sleeping on these small beds. You try to make it as comfortable as possible, and trying to get that good sleep after hard days of work. And so I think that's always the part that sucks more than anything else, so.
Do you have your roommate assignment yet?
I do not. So I get down there. Well, Tuesday's the report day, so we'll see then.
Okay. This Tuesday coming up?
Yeah, this Tuesday coming up.
Jeez. Okay. Yeah. Woo, you right here around the corner, man.
Right.
Yeah. Have you had a chance to kind of get a little vacation or do something to kind of get your mind prepared and ready just to, relax a little bit before camp?
Yeah. I was able to right after we finished, my buddy's dad, and it was my buddy's brother's 21st. We went to Vegas for a weekend, fun time. And then that was it. That's all the fun I got. And then I went straight to Boulder, Colorado, got training in the altitude. My uncle lives out there. So I coached up my baby cousin's team for the whole week and got my training in there and did some hikes. And I think the altitude has helped out a lot. Now I'm down in Florida with my trainer for the combine, who I absolutely love, Jordan Llewellyn and LB at X3. So I've been just working the whole time, getting in the playbook, I got to be prepared. They give you a packet and they give you a weight to show up as, and you got to do everything in your power to be the best person you possibly can when you get in, so you can just roll right into it and be ready for it. So,
what do they want you at weight wise?
It's 300 pounds, 305 in there.
Oh, shoot. Yeah. You lean and fighting weight, man. That's good weight for interior guy. No doubt about it. So. You got a good build to you, man. I'm just, when I was seeing you just kind of in your shirt and stuff, like you look lean, man. You look strong. How does it feel as far as like hitting these guys so far?
So far, I mean, it's been great. I mean, we haven't been in pads, and I can't wait for the moment because I really think that's like the coming to like fruition moment where you get that confidence and how it feels to hit somebody in the new place. So until I feel that, I won't know, but
Yeah.
I'm ready for it. But in no pads, I mean, it was fine. We were only really running pass pro, so getting that first contact, hitting them hard on the first thing, and not letting them be able to do their moves. Even when they tried their moves, I was able to hold my ground. So, I
Okay.
mean, I felt good. I felt strong enough. I felt athletic enough to be in that position. So, I mean, obviously, there's a lot of work to do, and we'll see when the pads come on, and we'll see how I roll. I think it's gonna be good though. I'm pretty much all muscle at this point. So
Okay. Okay. Good. It's
Rock
good.
solid, man. I love that. So we have some questions from the chat that I want to go to. So first question from Lacey Snake: do you have a favorite barbecue joint yet?
yeah, I would say Q39 is probably the top one. I mean, you just have to go for that. But Jack Stack is also very good. Uh, I literally tried every place, so I'm trying to remember the other ones. Jack Stack, Q39. I think those two are my top two that I've had. But I really tried. I tried Gates as well. Gates was okay. Uh, I think Jack Stack and Q30. Jack Stack's burn ends. I think they're called meat marshmallows, and they're so good. They're so
Yeah, Q39 is probably my favorite as well.
good.
Mhm.
All right, so we got from Saflip969, sub CJ. So do you prefer to protect a scrambler or a pocket passer? And two, would you say you are stronger protecting the run plays or pass plays?
I would say. I mean, college, I had a scrambler, so I mean, I think that fits me more. But I think I'm able to. I think having a pocket passer. I mean, I played with both. Joe Pazanski, our backup, he's a pocket passer, and when he came in, we didn't skip a beat. It was easy, and I'm able to hold my ground. I pride myself on not giving up ground in pass pro. So being able to stun a guy at the line and hold him there is my biggest thing, and that's where I pride my athleticism in. I get that quick twitch muscle. I get my hands on first. It disables them to make a move quick. So I think that's my biggest thing. And I think I'm definitely stronger in run plays, but I think in the NFL, it may turn to stronger in pass plays just because, guys are going to be 40, 50 pounds heavier than me. It's going to be harder to move them. But I think for pass plays, I'm going to be able to be in the right position at all times. So I'm going to be able to make sure I'm in the right position, get my hands on. So I think you have to be strong at both. So, I mean, I got to dominate both, and it's going to get there. So I would definitely say I'm a stronger at run plays, and I like scrambler protector better, but I'll take either.
Yeah. Sure. It sounds like, man, you have a good, because you're athletic, you can recover. And to be honest with you, kind of with the question here, doesn't matter who you have behind you. Like you said, as long as you're doing your job, that's what matters.
Yep.
And you'll be able to, refit and get the guy if you feel the scramble in the head. And I think is what people, kind of we tune into certain things knowing, well, first off, it's a pass play. The ball needs to be out in a certain amount of seconds, right? We got a clock in our head, needs to be out. And if it doesn't happen and you feel like the ship's being abandoned, then you got to move, right? You got to just be on the move. So,
Yep, the D line will tell you everything. Wherever
yeah.
they go, you go. So even if he beats you, I'm able to get to the hip and push him by. The D lineman will tell you exactly what's going on in the play. They're not going to stop. All you got to do is stay in front of them and make sure they don't make the play. So that's about it. If you know what your defensive lineman's doing, what you should every play, and you should be controlling him every play, then it should be easy for you to figure out what's going on. And yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you a question real quick, and this is my observation. Somewhere where we struggled last year, okay, was the some of the twists and some of the stunts not necessarily being on the same level and passing it off. And so I used to be an O-line coach. And so when I would see it, I'm like, daggone, the guard is not recognized. And, somebody's leaving, somebody's coming back, right? It's just, how it goes. And the communication sometimes get lost because guys are on different levels, and teams knew that. So they start running a whole lot more of it to try to at least, get that just a little bit where you can get through, So did Andy, did he talk about any of that? Do you know? Did he? Okay.
Yeah, we worked that constantly working that almost every day. I mean, he did bring it up as a point. It's probably the hardest thing to do too. I would
Yeah,
say,
it is. Yeah.
especially with the athletes that you have on the defensive lineman nowadays, and they're probably 2 times quicker than you, and you got to be able to have that communication and bonding, staying on the same level, which usually never really happens. So someone's got to make a play with their punch and their shove to really be able to make a good twist pass off. So I mean, it's all compensating on what your guy's doing next to you. So if you're not giving up penetration, but he's giving up penetration, you got to know like the twist is probably not going to be good. So you got to stay on. So I mean, it's all about that communication and feeling that guy next to you, which I think Coach Heck has been really good on, just grinding the technique, being vertical, being flat, getting the good shove, shoving him off, and regaining that other guy, inside guy. So, yeah, it's definitely, I think it's probably the hardest thing to do as an offensive lineman, though. I think without a doubt, like, especially with the D ends and D tackles that they're putting up against these twists, it's incredible how hard it is. So,
Well, we know what they're trying to. They know what they're trying to do. We're just trying to react to it. Like, okay, here's a twist, right? So it's that's good. I'm glad you answered that question, man. Because I knew, I was like, man, we're having a hard time, with the twist. All right, it's good.
So we got a question from Rob Miller. CJ, how does it feel to block for one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time? And I'm sure when you got drafted by the Chiefs, you're like, oh man, like I'm they were Mahomes and Kelsey.
Yeah, I mean, they're superstars. So they've hit a different level of just a football player, and I was talking to my one buddy who's on the Giants, and he's talking about his guys, and I'm like talking about my guys. He's like, you got to realize, bro, you're literally with superstars. Like, these are like two of the biggest athletes on the planet. So I mean, hearing Patrick Mahomes' voice for the first time, like you're like, I heard this voice on the TV like so much, and now I'm hearing it like in person, and it's wild. And then you get your first snaps with him, and you're like, holy crap, I'm taking snaps with Patrick Mahomes, and like you instantly want to get on the phone with your buddies. And I was like, dude, I was taking snaps with him today. It was absolutely wild. But getting to know him, Pat is just one of the greatest leaders I've ever been around. For a guy like him, he's in there every day, and he controls the field. Like, he does some stuff that you cannot teach. Like, he is by far the greatest football player I've ever seen play the sport, and that's without a doubt. I mean, he does some stuff on the practice field, just messing around, but it works, and he's able to pull off some miraculous stuff. And when I was watching the Super Bowl last year, there wasn't a shadow of a doubt in my head when he got that ball in overtime that he wasn't going to score. Like, I think everyone knew he was going to score. It's just who he is. He's a winner, and he gets the job done. And being at OTAs and rookie minicamp for that time with him, you just feel it on him. You just know he's that type of dude. He's a dude that's willing to do anything for the team to get the team better. So I'm lucky to have him as my quarterback, and I couldn't, like I said, I couldn't be more blessed. So
has he joked around with you yet?
Not really, but once I make the team, hopefully I'll be able to joke around a little bit more with him.
CJ, you're from New Jersey originally, so are you? Did you grow up a Giants or a Eagles fan?
Giants fan.
Okay.
Giants fan. Yeah. Not anymore, though. Definitely not anymore.
That's out.
That's gone forever. Chiefs for life.
Yeah, baby.
How's the running back looking? Talking about New Jersey guys, I know you got one from Vineland, right down the interstate, in Pacheco. So how's that been blocking for those guys up there?
I mean, it's incredible. Like, you just watch the way that dude runs, and he runs with such fierceness and passion. By like the way he there's no way to describe it. I think he's the hardest running back in the league. Just the way, like, no one's running as hard as him. Like, you could just tell he pushes through everybody. Like, he's not that big. He's not a big dude, but like, he's able to run through people and run through the arm tackles, run through whatever he needs. So it's special, especially to have a Jersey guy. Jersey is my favorite state. I think a lot of people call it the armpit of the United States, but you know, I think it's great. I live next to the city, so I got the city. I also got the beach down the shore, and I got every little part of life that I could want, and I was able to be raised by a fantastic family and able to have a great high school career as well. Even though I only played 1 year, we were very good. My junior year, we were number 8 in the country, so I got great, great coaching there. So I think Jersey just breeds great people, and you could tell with him, he's my type of guy. He works his ass off and just does everything right, and it shows on the field. So
yeah, I like Jersey, man. I lived in Jersey when I played for Philly. Actually, I lived there for 15 years.
wow.
So I love being out there, going down to the shore.
Mhm.
So I fell in love with Jersey, man, when I first got up there. I did.
Yeah.
So
No place is better than down the shore.
yeah,
No,
yeah, man. Hats off to Jersey for sure.
yes, sir.
I went to blue chip football camp when I was a junior in high school at Rowan College in New Jersey. It's like right on the Rowan. Yeah,
Yeah.
dorms there are pretty crappy, but it was a good time. No air conditioning in the summertime. I couldn't wait for that camp to be over.
You know what? I used to live about 10 minutes away from Rowan College.
Oh, really?
I lived in Mullica Hill, so I was exit number 2. That's where I was coming off the interstate.
Yep.
Or the expressway, if you will. So that's why I always tell people, I was talking about like, what exit is it? I'm like exit number 2. I'm the second exit coming up.
It's
So.
it's all exit. It's all
yeah.
one highway. I'm 162. So.
Yeah. It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
So we got 2 more questions, or one's a common, more funny. But we got a question from Charles Driver. Did Mahomes give you a golf cart yet?
No golf cart, but I'm hoping and praying I make the team so I can just see what gift I get, because you can't go smaller than the last year. It's the same thing with Super Bowl rings. You can't go smaller. So I hope it's going to be better than last year. I don't need a golf cart. I'll take whatever. I don't even need anything. I don't need anything. It would be nice.
Then final comment here from Del Monte Green Beans: just ball out so your Madden rating can shoot up.
Yeah, I hope so. I'm going to. That's a guaranteed. I will ball out. It may take some time. I got some great people ahead of me, and Joe, Creed, and Trey are. I mean, I look up to them. Like, they are the best interior offensive linemen in the country, without a doubt. Like, just watching film, watching what they do. Joe has 4 Super Bowl rings. Creed is rated the #1 center, and Trey is just an absolute freak of nature. And the stuff he puts on film is highlight tape worthy the whole time. So just being a sponge with them and getting to learn from them, all their techniques. And what I'm lucky about is they're teaching me also. Like, if I mess up in a drill, they're on me after the drill, teaching me what I should do. So I'm just so lucky to have them in front of me. And it's incredible that I'm able to be with them. So,
well, look, brother, man, all your hard work and perseverance, man, it brought you up to here. So you deserve to be there in the NFL. You put your time in. You've earned your spot. Okay, I know you're gonna compete. Just with the way that you've done it, the way you've been winning, and a great organization, and it looks like you got the mental fortitude to do it. There's no question about it, man. So we're gonna be checking you out a whole lot. Definitely be checking out a whole lot, man. So
love that, man. I appreciate you guys. This was awesome. And anytime, anything I could do for y'all, anything I could do for the fans, let me know. I'm here for you guys. And it's Chiefs Kingdom. We're all together in this one.
That's right, man. It's a family. It's a family, and that's how the Hunts made it. They've always been that way. It is a family. People talk organization, but it is truly a family. It is truly a family atmosphere. And there's no better organization in the NFL than where you are right now with the Kansas City Chiefs, man. So
I felt it. I'm lucky. Just truly blessed. So
yeah. So TJ, man, I appreciate you so much, brother. Thank you. I'm gonna see you. I'm gonna come and make sure I talk to you, man, in camp. Come holler at you. I got to go talk to my O-line guys, man. I got to see what y'all doing out there, man. How y'all moving y'all feet? Who y'all hitting? I want to hear some pass popping, man. I want to hit the pass popping a little bit. So
I got you. I can't wait to meet you. I can't wait. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Even though if it's gonna be in camp and I may be a little bit down, you'll probably brighten up my day.
So. Yeah, I will, man. I'm like, yo, CJ, man, what's up? There it is.
Yeah.
Crack some heads over here.
Give me some juice and I'll put the juice out on the field.
Okay. All right. I'm looking forward to it, my brother. Looking forward to it, man.
Well, CJ, we appreciate you having you on, man, and being on with us for as long as you have been tonight. But we'll be in touch so you can come on again, and hopefully midway through the season we can get you on talking about how your experience has been so far.
Appreciate that. Thank you guys. And I would love to do it. And anything you guys need, let me know. Thank you guys so much for having me on. It was a pleasure. So.
All right, appreciate it, man. Everybody in the chat, man, just talking about your excitement, what you bring to it, man. They love it. They love it right now, CJ. So everybody, you see his face, you get out there, you already know who to cheer for. CJ Hanson, one of the greatest from Jersey. All right, showing up there in the Chiefs kingdom, you all. So y'all give a hand for CJ for what he's done, what he will be doing for here. He's going to be here for a long time. I can see that already. I do. All right.
Appreciate you, CJ.
Thanks, CJ.
Have a good one, brother.
All right.
You too.
And another one, again, JD, I say this every time we have a guest on that played for the Chiefs. It's like from 2000 or even before that, from 1997 to now, the Chiefs just draft good dudes. And I know people want to take away, oh man, Chiefs are horrible guys. They get criminals. They get guys who go to jail. No, the vast majority of our guys, the guys we've had on our show, all have had one thing about them and that's they're just good people, good dudes.
Yeah.
And that's going from our status a historian to our trainer to O-line to receiver, DB, everything, tight end. They're all just good people, man. And he was amazing. I mean, every guy we have on, I'm always blown away afterwards. I'm like, man, that guy was fantastic. And CJ was great.
Well, they seek these type of guys out, right? First off, as a coach, you look for a winner, okay, which CJ is. He won a lot at Holy Cross. He won when he was in high school. And then also, too, you look for talent, right? Talent has one of those things that come next because character and all those things do matter. And so sometimes, guys make mistakes. We understand that. Some of the things that's been happening off season is just kind of those one-off type of deal things, right? But the guys that we have in the building, we know they are good guys. We know that they're quality dudes. But CJ is one of those guys, just adds on to, the allure of what makes the Chiefs a great team and organization.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.